You ever get that little nagging feeling when you're playing an online casino game? That little voice asking, hang on, is this actually fair?
Oh, absolutely. I think almost everyone who's ever played online has wondered that at some point. It really touches on how these things work.
Exactly. And that's what we're jumping into today. We're doing a deep dive into the algorithms, the code running behind the scenes in online casinos.
We've looked at some material that explains this whole process.
Yeah. And our mission here for you listening is to get a real handle on what's going on behind that screen. Can you actually win, or is it, well, tilted against you from the get-go?
Okay, so the first big thing to grasp is that online casinos, they aren't using physical cards or wheels, not usually anyway. It's all software.
Right, it's the software.
And the heart of that software, the engine driving the games, is something called a random number generator, an RNG.
An RNG. Okay, so break that down. It's not a machine, it's code.
Exactly right. Think of it like a program that's just constantly churning out sequences of numbers
No.
all the time,
Yeah.
randomly.
Even when nobody's playing.
Yep, constantly running. And here's the key bit. When you click spin or deal, or whatever the action is,
Uh-huh.
the RNG instantly picks one number from that continuous stream, and that number dictates the result you see. A win, a loss, the specific symbols, everything.
Wow, okay, so it's super fast.
Mm.
That explains why it feels so immediate.
Mhm.
And, well, random. It's just grabbing the next number in line, essentially.
Precisely. The speed adds to that feeling of chance. But, and this is important, while each specific outcome is random based on that number,
Yeah.
the games themselves are deliberately designed with a built-in mathematical advantage for the house, for the casino.
Ah, okay. The famous house edge. You hear that term thrown around.
Mhm.
What does it actually mean for someone playing, say, slots online?
Well, simply put, it means that over the long run, the casino is statistically set up to make a profit. It's often shown as the RTP, the return to player percentage.
RTD.
So say a slot game has a 95% RTP. That means, on average, over a huge amount of play. For every $100 wagered collectively by all players on that game, about $95 gets paid back out as winnings. The other $5 is effectively the casino's take.
95% back. I mean, that doesn't sound terrible odds-wise.
Well, here's the crucial bit. That 95% is a very long-term average. We're talking thousands, maybe millions of spins.
Ah, okay. Not just my session.
Exactly. In the short term, it's wild. You could hit a big win right away. You could lose your deposit really fast. There's huge volatility.
So the house edge is like this slow, steady gravitational pull in the casino's favor, underneath all the short-term ups and downs.
That's a great way to put it. It's the small percentage they take on average from all the bets, ensuring profitability over time. Any individual can win, yes, but the system leans towards the house.
It makes sense from a business perspective, I guess. They need that edge.
They do. And, that randomness, the chance of winning big, that's the entertainment. That illusion of chance is key, but knowing the math behind it is also key.
Which brings us right back to that big question, the one we started with. Are these algorithms rigged? Like, actually cheating?
Yeah, that's the word people use, rigged. And it's
Yeah.
important to be clear here. When we say rigged, we usually mean deliberate cheating, right? Software messing with results beyond that built-in house edge.
Right. Like actively making you lose when you should have won.
Exactly. And for casinos that are properly licensed and regulated, the answer is generally no. They aren't rigged in that sense.
Okay, that's good to know. So there are checks and balances.
Definitely. Reputable online casinos need licenses from gaming authorities, and a big part of that involves having their RNG software tested regularly.
Tested by who? Not the casino itself, surely.
No. By independent third-party companies. You might see names like EcoDre or iTech Labs mentioned on casino sites.
Right, I think I've seen those logos.
Yeah, their job is to hammer these RNGs, test them rigorously to make sure the numbers they produce are statistically random, unpredictable, and fair. They check that the outcomes match the stated probabilities, like the RTP.
So these auditors are like watchdogs, making sure the random number generator is actually, well, random.
Pretty much. They verify the randomness and the consistency of the software. Passing these tests is vital for a casino to keep its license.
Okay, but let's be clear. Passing the test doesn't mean the player has an advantage, right? It just means the house edge is applied fairly and randomly.
Exactly. That's the crucial distinction. The tests confirm the game operates as designed, randomness included, but the design includes the house edge.
So, like that coin flip idea. Maybe it's a perfectly fair coin mechanism, but the coin itself is slightly weighted. So over thousands of flips, one side comes up just a tiny bit more.
That's a really good analogy, yeah. Each flip is random, but the long-term probability isn't quite 50-50. The RNG ensures randomness within the game's preset mathematical structure.
Got it. Okay, knowing all this,
Hmm.
if someone listening does choose to play online casino games, what's the practical advice? How do you navigate this?
Right, okay. Actionable stuff. First, and probably most important, know the RTP. Seriously, look it up for the specific game you're thinking of playing.
Where do you find that?
Often it's in the game's info or help section, or sometimes listed on the casino site or review sites. Aim for games with, say, 96% RTP or higher if you can. It slightly improves your statistical odds, though remember, the house still has an edge.
Okay, so be picky about the games. Makes sense. What else?
Second, only play at licensed and audited casinos. Look for that licensing information. Look for the logos of those testing companies like EcoJawa.
And if you can't find that info easily,
Big red flag. Steer clear, especially if unregulated offshore sites. You just have no guarantee of fairness there. None at all.
good point. Okay, number 3.
Manage your bankroll. Decide before you start playing how much you're willing to potentially lose and stick to it. Don't get carried away on a winning streak and start betting bigger and bigger.
Because the house edge is always there, waiting.
Always. It will catch up eventually, statistically speaking. So discipline is key. Set limits.
Don't let wins fool you into thinking you've cracked the code.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And connected to that, maybe the most critical advice, don't chase your losses. It's so tempting, you know? You lose some money, you think, just one more bet to win it back.
Yeah, that's a dangerous path.
It really is. These games are designed to be engaging, even addictive. Recognize that urge to chase losses and actively fight it. If you're down, accept it and walk away. Stick to your budget.
That really touches on the responsibility aspect, the potential risks involved.
Hugely important.
Yeah.
Which leads to the final point. Frame it as entertainment. Think of the money you might lose as the price of admission, the cost for the fun or excitement you get.
Like paying for a movie ticket or, yeah, the cost of the ride.
Precisely. If you win, great, that's a bonus.
No.
But don't go in expecting to make money. View potential losses as the cost of that entertainment.
Okay, so let's pull it all together then. Are online casino algorithms rigged?
Generally, at licensed sites, no, not in the cheating sense. They aren't typically manipulated against you beyond their design. But they are absolutely designed, mathematically engineered with that house edge, that built-in advantage for the casino over the long haul.
So it's not some guy in a back room flipping a switch, it's just math.
Yeah.
Baked into the system, consistent random, but favoring the house overall.
You've got it. And just understanding that, understanding how it works, that's power. It lets you make informed choices.
Yeah, it definitely changes how you might look at it. So for everyone listening, now that you kind of see behind the curtain, how does knowing this affect how you think about the thrill, the risk, the whole experience of online gambling? Something to mull over, for sure.